in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops are
Sebastian, sweet boy, where have you gone? The sun sets low, but we keep marching on. The wind whispers your name soft through the pines, a melody aching in these hearts of mine. Roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, oh you deserve better. And your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang like bells through the air. Now silence just lingers, it's more than we can bear. We carry your memory, a flag in our hands. Through shadows and valleys, through shifting sands. The roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, Oh, you deserve better, and your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang through heartache and pain.
Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all doing today? I hope everybody's having a really great day today. Happy Thursday. Everybody about ready for the weekend. And Valentine's Day, the day for love. It's just 2 days away. If y'all haven't got your Valentine's something, y'all have time to get it done. Hello, Miss Rhonda. Hey, Texas Plain Jane. Hello, Lisa King. Miss Kathy, hello to you. Hey, Jacqueline. Michelle, hello to you. Peggy, how are you doing? Teresa, hello, hello. Hey, Daisy girl, how you doing? There's our beautiful Bobby. Oh, we're just glad that you're here with us for just a tiny bit, if that's all it can be, Bobby. You take care of yourself. We love you. Hello, Michelle. Let's see here. Kimberly. Linda, hello to you. Hey, wild child. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got with us. Brenda Sue. Good to see you. Cool gamer. Always good to have you hang out with us. And let's see here. Anybody else sneaking in? I gotta go up, go down, go up, go down. My goodness, drives me bonkers. Cinderella, hello, hello. Good to see you. Okay, I think I got everybody. It keeps bouncing around. Hello, Marion. Good to see you. If I did not call you out and say hello, I do apologize. Dan, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, let's see here. I hope I got everybody. I'm trying to kind of go back up and look through, but it kept bouncing, 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 and then it would pause. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. You ready for the weekend? Oh, you got a 4-day weekend. You go, girl. Wowza, wowza. Well, for anyone who doesn't have plans on Valentine's, y'all can come hang out with me Valentine's. We might go to What the Fuss and just have a good time. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe hit that thumbs up for us. If you haven't subscribed and you're just hanging out listening, you like what we're doing, make sure to subscribe, hit that little bell so you can get all of our notifications. Anyways, thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about Sebastian some more, but before we do, not a lot is happening in Miss Nancy's case in Arizona. You know, they did find the glove. A lot of people had questions. Will they be able to get any DNA off of it sitting out in the weather and everything? It looked like it was a glove of sorts that would have some weather protection to it. So anything inside the fingertips and things, hopefully they will be able to get some DNA. And let's see what else. Oh, this morning, Rich and I were talking, and I told him, I said, you know, we've heard all about Tommaso. I wonder about Annie and, you know, what is her everyday life like? What does she do? So we got to looking it up, and I made that post where I had found those things. Annie has written several books. Annie's a writer. One thing I didn't put in there was where I found Annie herself does a writing class. She teaches people how to write letters and documents correctly, how to go about writing a book. We know that the ransom letter, it was talked about several times, how well articulated it was, how it had to be done by an educated person because the wording and the usage of each word, it mattered, and you could just tell. Is it possible that Annie herself could have written the letter? Rhonda, she has written, I believe it's three or four books. A manuscript writing instructor. Yeah, she works with everybody on learning how to put things down precise and correctly. So I hadn't heard that Texas Plain Jane about her writing skills, but it did make me wonder, was this planned out? Was this something that was done ahead of time, thought out, possibly? Did she have to sit down real quick and write a quick ransom, and she was well educated enough that she could put that together quickly? Does she even have anything to do with it? I have no clue. But hey, I did have to take a second look at what I was seeing, and I thought I would share it all with you. Been following JLR. He's been driving all around different places. It did seem as if the glove location, I'll just describe it to you this way. If you were to leave Miss Nancy's house and go towards Annie's home, out of that neighborhood that way, you, if you're in the passenger side, you would be right by the brush line. You would be right against the side of the road. If someone was sitting in a passenger side, opened the window and tossed a glove out, that's pretty much where it would land. And so I wonder if there was a car waiting that somebody was driving, picked a certain person up, and then they took off. I don't know. I think it's weird how there's lots of reporting being done today that they're asking for all the video footage from all the neighbors around there and going back to certain dates and looking. That should have all been done on day one, I would think. Yeah, Michelle, she could have wrote it and, other people did the rest of the work kind of thing. I don't know. I just know the emphasis was huge on the way that ransom letter was written out, and to find out here, Annie knows how to do those things. The ransom letter started out, "Dear Savannah." Yeah, very personal, wasn't it? Not "Dear Family," not "To the family of," "Dear Savannah." Why would they just say it to Savannah? Why wouldn't they include the whole entire family? And Bobby, a lot of people do think it's a woman on the video. Now, I will say this, there's two people that we see through that video and pictures and things, because one has a backpack on, another one doesn't. It's late last night was another video put out where about 6 miles away from Miss Nancy's house, about the same exact time, there was a person walking around, had two backpacks on, and was walking around a home, around the garage area, and right around the side of the garage area there. And at one time looked like they were going to stash one of the backpacks. So, is this something that is going to end up being a burglary type of serial burglars kind of episodes? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Was it evidence that they were trying to hide and just stash somewhere real quick? I don't know. I don't understand it. Nothing of any of it is making sense. If you were taking your mother-in-law home and you knew she couldn't walk well for a very long period of time, and her driveway, you can enter one side, pull directly up so that she can walk straight to her door, she would be getting out of the car on that side where her door was and just walk right up to her door. But for whatever reason, they were pulled up kind of catty corner from the garage, which would have been a much longer work for Miss Nancy to get out of the car and walk up through that garage. But the garage did get activated. Miss Nancy either had to have the clicker, my kiddos call it the clicker. Okay, Dan, I'll look into it for sure. But she would have had to have a clicker or hit the code on the keypad. And so some of these things that are being put out there that we know of, some of it's not making any sense. Kimberly, I think 3 to 4 people possible. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, Miss Rhonda told me to watch, and I hadn't had time yet today, to watch Chris McDonough and his wife. Last night they did a live and had some very, very good information. Dan, I will try to go back to, what was the name of your channel you said that had a great video? Dan, you can go ahead and put his name in the link because it explained everything real well there. I just sit here and watch it thinking to myself, why that? Why is it like that? Why is it that it took them 6 days to even get a sheriff's officer to sit out front of that home and not allow people to go on that property? This morning, there was a white tent around the front door. It was completely covered around that door. Why wasn't that done on day one? Her blood was found there. Whatever they're doing up in there, they didn't want anybody to see. But think about it. There have been news reporters up there on that front porch area. There have been just journalists up there. There's been TikTokers up there. There's been all kinds of people all up and through there. The other day when the pizza was ordered, the pizza delivery person parked by the sheriff that was guarding the property got out of the car and walked the pizza up to the front porch. The guard didn't even stop him. So, what, 11, 12 days in now, they're going to block that off and do all their detailed investigation. Just a little strange to me that this wasn't done early on. I still have only seen a few officers walking through shrubbery. There has been no grid pattern at all. I know that area is rough and it's tough to get through, but people that live there, they know how to navigate it. They could easily have gotten way off into the thick of it and put something out there. I don't know. I'm just not understanding a lot of it. I got more questions than I'm having answers. And of course, they're not doing any news conferences. And we just sit here and we guess. What do you think, Lolly? Foliage as concealment? Very possible. I mean, like I said, there's been a couple of officers. I've seen 3. And JLR followed them. There were 3 officers over by Nancy's house that walked house to house and looked all around their houses. They looked in the washout by that little neighborhood there. And that was it. That's all we've seen. No grid patterns. No deep searching off into the thick of everything. And it would be very easy for a person who lives there, knows that terrain, knows how to handle and move around all around them. They would be able to walk through all that. They'd be able to do just what law enforcement's not doing. Yeah, Michelle, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that the person at the door, they believe, that it is a female. I did see a screenshot, a still shot of the officers when they took down the tent and they were walking towards their car. One had what looked like a fold up type of board, and it looked as if it was maybe for height comparison, because it did have the lines on it. It had the pattern that you would need if you unfolded that all out, stood it up there to see exactly how tall that person on that camera could have been. Did they have their phones up in there looking at that video and those pictures? Did they measure his or her height? I will say this. For a person to go walk back out, come back with a handful of weeds type of thing in their hand, try to cover up the doorbell camera, doesn't sound to me as if they were professional. I think if they were professionals, they would have came in quick, went over to the side to where they couldn't be seen, and reached over and put like some duct tape on it or spray painted it or something like that, but they wouldn't be standing there trying to make some weeds cover it up till they can figure out how to get the daggum thing off the wall. I agree. Whoever this is, whoever has done any of this, I just pray Miss Nancy's okay. But as the days go by, don't you know her family is losing hope? I'm out says this guy is not a pro at anything. I think local police are as useless as Hawkins County. Say no more. We get you, I'm out. We understand with you. And I happen to agree with that. I said it yesterday. I'll continue to say it. I don't think any law enforcement agency is ever prepared for this kinds of situation. Even Sebastian's case and Little Summer's case, I don't think any law enforcement is prepared for any of that. There was a letter sent again today. Yesterday, we talked about how they received a letter and it stated, I have information and will tell you who kidnapped Nancy. Well, they wanted 1 Bitcoin deposited into their account. Their account was active, it was checked into. Today's letter said, I cannot. So obviously, y'all, they're listening to all this news stuff. They're listening to YouTubers and TikTokers and people over on, X and all the platforms, I think, because everybody has said the same thing. You might as well do the right thing and go to law enforcement and tell them and get the reward money. But this person said, I need this money for survival to be able to go away because my life will be in danger. You got to question that. If they know and those people get locked up, then who's going to be left out there to keep your life in danger? Lots of gangs are all around that area. Cartel is not far. If it hadn't already oozed up into that area. So it does kind of make you wonder, are these people affiliated with a bad group of people that will actually take out revenge? I do believe that if they went to someone and said, look, this is who did it, I will die if I ever leave here. They're going to protect them. They would have to go into witness protection. And the question becomes at that point, do you believe this person? Because in my mind, everything is very possible with that situation. Everything that is said there, I could see happening. I could see. They're asking for $6 million ransom money. That's a lot of daggum money. And if you go in and you tell, and those people get put in jail, the question then becomes, who are they affiliated with? And unless they know and they can tell all the things, it all just kind of sits up in the air there. You know what I'm saying? So they would need protection. They would need to get away. And just an FYI, the El Paso airport is still shut down, has 9 more days before it will reopen. I really think the FBI is doing everything that they can possibly do other than actually having all the dots connected at this point. I think if they would have allowed the FBI to come in from day one and just take everything, complete control of the whole situation, I think we would be in a different position right now. And just an FYI, if you do not have a subscription to your Nest camera, your doorbell camera, whatever company you have, you get an alert that a person is there. A white dog is outside your door, that kind of thing. But you don't get the actual photos and stuff like that without a subscription. We now know that in an instance such as Miss Nancy's case, they can get a judge to sign off, get a subpoena, get with the company, and the company has a database of everything recorded. So that, thank God, was done. Because had they not done that, we would not have anything to even show somebody was at her house. But now we do. So keep Miss Nancy in your prayer, her family, her children in your prayer. And like I said, as always, it's just speculations. It's just theories and hypothesis and possibilities, all those words that you can use to say, guys, we don't know what is facts and what are not facts. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that. None of us were there. And oh, you sent a super sticker? Bobby, I didn't see it. Let me see if I can get the chat to move backwards a little bit. Hang on. Let me see here. I didn't see it come across because I've been kind of reading your chats as it was going by. And hello, April. Hello to everybody coming in. Thank you. Bobby, I don't see it. I tell you, I don't know what's going on. Things are awful glitchy and wonky on my end. The chat will freeze up and then poop, it goes back. And I've missed half of what was said. But I don't see it, Bobby. If you've sent something, Bobby, thank you so much. Double check to make sure it even went by, okay? Or went in and everything. If it didn't go through on your end, make sure YouTube knows not to put it on this end because we didn't see it. But anyways, definitely keep them in your prayers because things are happening, but nobody knows where she is. Day 12. It's just too sad. I can't believe it. I don't know, guys. No, Miss Ann, no news on Sebastian other than come the 26th will be the 2-year mark, and everybody's going to be meeting those who can in Tennessee. Other than that, there's nothing. Hey, tap dancer Lizzie. Good to see you, sweetie. We're going to listen to a video, guys, that yesterday only had just a handful, and I mean a single-digit handful number of views, and this one should have tons of views. A couple of my subscribers sent it to me, and I am so thankful they did. Psalms 37:13 is the channel name. And this person is over on Rumble as well. I guess he has started a YouTube channel over here. and put this together for Sebastian. I will be pausing it so that we can read all the things that he's piecing together here. So we're going to do our copyright banner. Let's get that put up. All righty, there we go. We're going to read our disclaimer because, you got to for all those people out there. It's just the right thing to do, I suppose. And so myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. Only. We're not here for hate, for drama, for hate, or anything negative. Please, please respect all opinions. And as always, some people don't like to listen, but my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. So when you're playing it, make sure you play that part. And, oh, hang tight. Let me get this off of here. It is so glitchy behind this. Oh, Lord, it took forever to get that off of there. All righty, guys. So here we go. The link to this channel's description is in, or the description to this channel, and their link is in the link of this description video. Do all those things. It is there. The map man. Here we go. And I'm going to make it big. I will not, when I make it big, I'm not able to get back over to see everybody's comments. So let's just make it through this. And then we will get through it. Hold on, let me see if it'll go bigger. Y'all, this is not on my end. Everything on my end is good to go, but this is on StreamYard's end. Let's go. Come on, because I want y'all to see this, but this is Psalms 37:13. They've got 35 subscribers, 14 views. The other day, yesterday, it was only 7. Come on. Let me see here if I can help it along. Okay, guys, I don't know. It's not wanting to get very big, so here we go.
Heading missing juvenile, 1008 Stanford Court, 1008 Stanford Court, Hendersonville.
There's the answers when all this is said and done. There's only 2 answers that are going to come out of this. One, Sebastian is going to come home safe and sound, but he's going to have some. He's not going to feel. He's going to need a lot of mental psychologists.
Sure.
That's what to look for.
Sure.
That's what he's going to need. Or 2, Sebastian will be found dead in the woods.
Sure.
Just so matter of fact with his words. Very confident that it's going to come down to one of those 2 things. Nothing more, nothing less. Just one of those 2 things.
Yeah.
And I believe it's the latter. I honestly believe within 2 miles circumference around there. Sheila thinks around the school. She thinks she was wanting to ask Katie how if he had a favorite teacher, was he comfortable going to school? All these questions.
Was he comfortable being at school? Look how happy and jovial he is. He's just proud to be taking his picture here with a teacher.
About school, and Sheila feels that he was headed toward the school for some reason. And
so here's what I can tell you about that.
Of course, he knows everything. Just ask him; he'll tell you.
Around the school, so between the high school, elementary, and the middle school, there's 400 cameras.
400 cameras around that 3-school circumference. Look at that area, guys. 400 cameras. Hey, Mr. Chris, since you know everything, was somebody caught on camera walking over there by the parking lot area by the dumpsters that night, early morning? Since you know everything, I just thought you could confirm that one.
wow.
See, I knew there was cameras.
Okay.
I mean, that includes inside, outside. There's
right.
400 cameras. They have pulled the footage from all of those cameras.
Okay.
See?
And nothing was seen on the cameras.
Wow.
You sure, Mr. Chris? Are you sure those cameras didn't show anybody? No one at all near those dumpsters? Might have to challenge you on that one.
They have scoured the football field.
Yeah.
Like behind the football field, there was a field. And of course, I'm native to that area.
Sure.
So I actually went to Beach Elementary when I was a little kid.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well, let's turn the whole conversation back to Mr. Chris. Let's get off of that sticky subject there. He don't want to lie too long, about the important thing that everybody's here to hear about. Let's make sure we talk about me for a little bit. Me.
So, I mean, like I said, there's not very much in that area that somebody's like, well, I'm over here. I'm like, oh, I can tell you're over next to so-and-so's house. Or, if you go up this road right here, you go dogleg back to the left, it snakes around. And blah, blah, blah. People are like, how do you know this? Because I'm from here.
I'm a scat man.
If you go up this road right here, you go dogleg back to the left, it snakes around. And blah, blah, blah. If you go up this road right here, you go dogleg back to the left, it snakes around. And blah, blah, blah.
One night before, 15-year-old autistic teen, Sebastian Rogers, suspiciously disappeared. Approximately 500 yards away, just beyond the construction site, a bright light was captured on surveillance.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
If you go up this road right here, you go dogleg back to the left, it snakes around. And blah, blah, blah.
Sebastian Rogers' home is located here. The surveillance camera that captured the suspicious activity is located approximately here, with 2 cameras pointed towards the east, overlooking the construction site and further. The suspicious activity seen on these cameras took place here, at this cemetery, and also school.
If you go...
Wait, what? And also at the school? Some suspicious activity happened at the school, and yet 400 of their cameras didn't capture no one at the school. Nothing. How does that work, Mr. Chris? How does that work? Didn't even catch nobody by a dumpster. Nobody walking to a dumpster. Wonder how that happens.
go up this road right here, and you go dogleg back to the left, it snakes around, and blah, 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 blah.
Just after this suspicious light illuminates for approximately 6 minutes, a little before 3:30 a.m., at 3:32, a headlight of a vehicle can be seen moving south in the cemetery. This would not be the only vehicle seen that night. Another vehicle is seen at 3:45, and just 4 minutes later, another headlight is seen at 3:49. Although there is 2 cameras that overlook the entrance to the church and cemetery, as of now, there is no sign of these vehicles seen, entering or exiting the only main entrance to the south.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
What do you all think happened to little Sebastian? Do you have?
I'm down to literally, I'm only down to 2 scenarios here.
Okay.
And they, what I feel probably the most reasonable in my head that makes sense. So the
Please tell us what's in your head. Because I don't think most of it makes sense what's in there.
first one is very simple.
Okay.
Sebastian got up, walked out of the house, walked out in the woods. He's out there somewhere, and we can't find him.
But wouldn't he have to pass a whole bunch of those cameras? And yet the cameras prove he didn't.
Okay.
That's the simple one.
That's
Right.
Sometimes simple is the way it is, but go ahead.
Now the second one, Sebastian walked out of the house. Either it was planned or he was lured out of the house, or something triggered him to leave out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Triggered. Nice word to use.
And walked out of the house. I personally feel he got to Long Hole Pike, and
Guys, Sebastian from this house, where my cursor's at, walked out all the way to Long Hollow Pike, past all these houses, right all through here. All of these houses. And wasn't seen on camera. Okay. Like to know how he did that.
he got picked up in a car, and they headed westbound on Long Hole Pike.
Westbound on Long Hollow Pike. Okay.
Wow.
And westbound goes to I-65. Now, there's a license plate reader on Long Hole Pike that goes, if you're traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville going toward Gallatin down Long Hole Pike, there's a license plate reader right there. And 76 cars from the hours of midnight to 6 a.m. were registered on that LPR.
Okay. Wow.
So all of those cars have been accounted for.
Funny how he knows that down to the precise number of cars. What's even more funnier is for people who want to get someone out of there without being seen, well, they wouldn't go that direction.
44, it's me, assist our agency at 323 Colorado Street at the Motel 6. Caller advised they have possibly seen Sebastian Rogers on the second floor of the building. Advised someone was with him and they rushed a teenage boy into the room. 14, turn my phone, can you repeat? I've got 44 dispatch. Digital Central. I'm zone 2.
Now, if you take notice here on the bottom, the red car that is there, parked with the door open, looks like could possibly be the same red car in front of Katie's car on the top. Then there's that black car. The black car seems to be of the same, almost, if you look in the middle there, almost same as what the 3 a.m. car might have looked like.
Two, but is that in Goodlettsville or Millersville City?
One thing you want me to start in that way? Yes, please. It's a Goodlettsville. Maybe. See, Goodlettsville's very good. Roger, thank you. If you go with it.
Advised they were last seen going into room 112. 10-4, so they supposedly saw him, took a picture, and then left the scene to call it in? Central 50, that's a negative. Caller advised she is an investigator. She has 2 PIs on scene. They are the ones taking a picture. Advised they are sending to her. PIs are going to be on scene. 10-4. 10-4. If you good, sir. Surely on scene with Goodlettsville.
And westbound goes to.
You know, some of these pieces to this puzzle, they just fit. They connect. Even the photos are starting to show the pieces connecting together.
To I-65. Now, there's a license plate reader on Long Hollow Pike that goes, if you're traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville.
Okay, let's go back just a tad here.
It goes, if you're traveling.
This is a person in the Bowersox family. Grandparent, per se.
Traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville, going toward Gallatin down Long Hollow Pike, there's a license.
Home related to said person.
Plate reader right there. And 70.
Of course, here we go again. A person that knows the numbers, the location of the exact road not to go down if you didn't want to be caught on camera.
36 cars from the hours of midnight to 6 a.m. were registered on that LPR.
Okay. Wow.
So all of those cars have been accounted for. Now, what has not been accounted for is if you were traveling westbound, so if you were going from Gallatin to Goodlettsville, the one camera.
The one camera.
I did get a tip. I've been involved for probably a month now. I did get a tip a couple Mondays ago. A man drove up to me at the rudder, and he said the morning of the 26th, around 5:30 in the morning, Kathy Bowersox was parked right beyond the Shell on New Hope. He said he had called it into Sumner County, but he hadn't heard anything back. And I believe Sebastian's dad called it in again. I'm sure footage has been pulled from the Shell.
Of course, the Shell per se.
Sebastian's dad called it in again. I'm sure footage has been pulled from the Shell.
Right here. The place that allegedly Kathy Bowersox, Christopher's mommy dearest, was sitting at 5:45 in the morning before he was ever reported missing. Katie's car is said to have driven up beside her car, and they made an exchange of some sorts through their windows.
Shell right there. I don't know what other cameras would be right there. It looks like maybe there's like a storage unit kind of thing right beyond that Shell. Worsham's Market, you know.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
And the only reason I really believe there is validity, number one, I didn't feel like the man was lying to me, but also it was anonymously posted from someone, I think it was someone else because they described it a little bit differently.
How about the mothers?
The Christopher's mother.
Okay.
Kathy Bowersox.
There's no indication of foul play.
no indication of foul play, but yet the sheriff, at the very time that it was all being reported, he had no idea, none, that those 3 particular people reported seeing with their very own eyes those 2 cars. And all 3 stories had the same person in each car, and they all 3 had the same exact times.
Play at the moment.
Apparently has a decently recognizable SUV, probably because she's a real estate agent, that she was parked beyond Worsham's on the side of the road at 5:30 in the morning on February 26th. So about an hour before Sebastian was reported missing. I don't know. That's a little odd to me. And I just wanted to make sure y'all did have that tip.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
Is if you were traveling westbound, so if you were going from Gallatin to Goodlettsville, the one camera that could have picked anything up was not working. Hadn't been working for 3 years, and
that circle shows where that intersection is. That camera would have picked up Katie and her mother-in-law sitting at Worsham's before Sebastian's ever reported missing. But conveniently, they knew it wasn't working, and conveniently, they got to do what they did.
that's at Long Haul Pike, and
see where that circle is? That circle is Worsham's Market. That intersecting road right there where that dot is. Would have caught Katie going that way. Would have caught Christopher's mommy coming in and turning right onto that road from her house. But of course, conveniently, there was no camera to catch anything.
it hasn't worked for 3 years now. Whether or not they're going to work it now, I don't know. But it hadn't worked for 3 years. So
he knew 3 years it wasn't working, but he don't know now. Well, he don't need to know now. Duh.
Anybody going, like I said, westbound down Long Hollow Pike could have picked up Sebastian, picked him in a car, hauled butt down to I-65, and you'd have never known.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
No indication. Did you see that picture? The picture was taken 4 days after Sebastian disappeared. Mommy and Daddy Socks is trying to look sad. Makes you want to puke, doesn't it? But this picture was taken on their way to their Alaskan vacation.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
No foul play. Posts were sent to creators about a man who drives the red car, always parked at Motel 6. Let's connect some pieces here, friends.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
My name is blank. I have listened to some of your podcasts, and you have talked about a guy that was seen at a motel in Goodlettsville that drives a sports car. That name is blank. I wanted to let you know that he is kin to CP and Kathy Bowersox. The guy is very, very dirty, like is very known in Sumner County. Good and bad. Has a lot of people in his pocket, his family that has already passed, had a lot of power, had a lot of properties, and he runs a few businesses that actually just a front to run money through. Sumner County and all LE knows who he is, and 3/4 of them are somewhat friends with him in some way. I can't tell you if he had anything to do with that boy coming up missing, but I believe with enough money, he would have took him somewhere or is keeping him up somewhere because he has a few properties that he could be holding him. Everyone around here is already give TBI and FBI these tips, and they said thank you. I would keep digging into that tip and just don't forget about it. I really believe if someone would go and wait for him to leave in the morning, someone would find something out if he is involved in having him. I've been told he leaves every morning around 5:15 to 5:30 and heads north on 65 into a different state. And there's really no reason I can think of for him going that way because his place of business is just about 10 minutes or so from that motel. There's been a few people to actually ask him about him, and he would go off on them. I believe if someone doesn't have anything to hide, they would be a lot nicer. He really doesn't have any kind of business up in Kentucky, but every morning he will go that way and wouldn't be back into town for a few hours. I really believe the guy is dirty as can be. And I really believe with everything in me, he has something to do with it. He also has a dark Nissan car, has a couple of them. I've told Ellie everything I'm telling you, but a lot of them knows him real good. He is dirty and will just smile at you like you was crazy. I hope someone can find the missing piece to this and bring him home. It is no secret the Patel cartel family own and operate thousands of motels across America. Manager of motel in sex trafficking case arrested. Allegedly, their motels have been known for human trafficking across America. Alleged part of the Patel family have lived in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and owned the Motel 6 along with others up and down Interstate 65. They also own the Economy Inn 2 miles north of Motel 6 off I-65, as well as the Baymont 27 miles north of Motel 6 off I-65 in Kentucky.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
PI Heather Cohen, hired by Seth Rogers, Sebastian's biological father. Heather is talking to Katie and Chris Proudfoot, who berated her for trespassing. We remember hearing this call, but let's be reminded of what she said.
Let me ask you this. You're going after sex offenders, obviously.
Right. That's my,
You have the access to scan the dark web for trafficking?
yeah. I can get that done. Not me personally, but I know somebody. Yeah.
Do it,
Okay.
please. I mean, I don't, you're not more for me, but
Yeah, no, but that's, I mean, is that how you feel? That's what you think is going on?
everybody keeps talking about trafficking and trafficking and trafficking. And they just found 11 missing kids. And
Right.
everybody's going after this whole sex offender bullshit. So if there's anything to it.
Let's remind us of what Katie just said. Everyone is going after this sex offender bullshit. The mother of a missing child who supposedly, allegedly knows nothing about her son and his whereabouts, what happened to him, how he got out of that house. None of the above, she tells us. And she's going to call sex offender registry stuff bullshit. Folks, this is part of the reason why I think Katie Proudfoot knows something, because if you had no idea, nothing whatsoever, you would have everything on your radar, and none of it would be considered bullshit.
Do it and someone took him and it's trafficking, where would they go?
Right.
Because if he were within 5 miles of this house, there's no chance that he wouldn't have been found. None.
Okay. If he was in 5 miles of that house, no way would he not have been found. But conveniently, Goodlettsville, Tennessee is 7 miles. 2 miles outside of Katie's little bubble. 7 miles to the Motel 6, where there was a sighting of someone that believed Sebastian was there. 7 miles from where Katie's car was seen at the same hotel later.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
And westbound goes to I-65. Now,
I-65 seems to be a popular place there. And as we're looking at I-65, you see all these little pink dots. Those would be the hotels owned and operated by the Patel family. The red circles would be allegedly Bowersock's places of interest. You know, when their names on the titles and things. And just a reminder, this is outside of Katie's 5-mile bubble.
There's a license plate reader on Long Haul Pike that goes, if you're traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville,
Wait, what? This is a rental owned by the Patel family.
toward Gallatin down Long Haul Pike, there's a license plate reader right there. And 76 cars from the hours of midnight to 6 a.m.
Wait, what in the actual hell? There's a legal paper trail for Terry Bowersock staying or using this rental property owned by the Patel family, known for sex trafficking. He's using their property as a mailing address. Christopher's stepdaddy, Mommy Sock's husband. What the hell have they done with Sebastian?
For registered on that LPR.
Okay. Wow.
So
There.
Oh, Mr. Sheriff. He says, "Oh, Mr. Wonk, rape is such a strong word. I prefer snuggle struggle." And he's got a picture of him and his wife attached. Just saying.
There's no indication of foul play at the moment. There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
All right, guys, if y'all have not subbed up to Psalms 37:13, please do so, because this man is putting out some good stuff and we need to share his videos. He deserves to have more than 35 subscribers and only 14 views of this. We need to do better for Sebastian and share this out. I hope y'all enjoyed watching that, because when I saw it, I was blown away with the way he put everything together, pieced it all together, made it all make sense. He showed how close those hotels are in connection to Bowersock's properties. He showed how Terry Bowersock himself had a paper trail to the location of a Patel property that was used for a mailing address. What's going on? What is happening? Where is Sebastian? These people, are sitting here with all these bad connections, all these things that are happening right before our very eyes. TJ just dropped it, DJ. TJ just dropped the link to his channel. And if you have Rumble, he is over there as well. Thank y'all for subscribing, because that was a very great video. I don't understand why we're all the bad people over here. Hey, Cooper. And hello to everybody that's come in while we were watching that video. I wasn't able to get back over here to see everybody. Yeah, September. Good to see you. And September Rain says, and they're not being touched by the snuggle struggle. But there's no evidence of foul play. Don't look over here. And I try to wonder, I make myself go there. Is he saying there's no evidence of foul play so that he can hold on to what they really know, so they can use it when it comes to time for those handcuffs? Or is he trying to convince us we don't know what we're talking about? We're not seeing what we think we're seeing. Is that it? I don't know, and I don't understand, and I'm very confused, because all the pieces are slowly connecting together over and over and over. What more do they need? It's so obvious that Sebastian's own mother, Texas Plain Jane, I would not be surprised at this point. I really would not. But when Sebastian's own mother, who's, terrified for her life and worried, and a grieving mother, as they like to call her, talks about the sex registry as bullshit. Friends, I know where my children are all at. I know where all my grandchildren are. And to me, the sex registry, it's not bullshit. It's real. It's real life. There are sick people in this world, and I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure it never affects my family. I'm not going to call it bullshit because it's real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the bad person because I call out a grieving mother. Friends, if I was to turn on my camera right now and you would see the bags under my eyes from crying for the past 4 days in a row, that's grieving. That's grieving. If I want my fingernails painted, I do it myself because I just don't have the energy to go. My heart is not in it. A piece of me is missing. He's gone from my life. I didn't leave days later to go to vacation and go to a damn barbecue cook-off in Oregon. I didn't leave stuff on the front porch just in case my child came home. That's a mother who knows her child's not coming home because she wouldn't have to worry about leaving stuff on the porch. Because doesn't he know the code to her door to get in the house should he have came home? Or did they change it and he no longer knows the code to their front door? Therefore, if he turned up, just on the off chance, I'll leave some snacks out here so he'll have something to munch on. He'll be able to put a pair of damn shoes on because we forgot to take those shoes. And I'll throw a blanket out there if he wants to cover up. That's a grieving mother? And a stepfather who cannot speak about his stepson being missing without turning it back around to talk about himself. This is a game to them. It's all charades. Katie was asked in that interview when she had her white shirt on with the black stripes to describe her child, and she makes this attempt to cry without any tears coming down, looks at Chris and just damn near laughs. That's a grieving mother? But I'm a bad person, y'all, because I question his mother and his stepfather. Okay. Okay, whatever. Say what you want to. Do what you want to. Because I'm going to tell you, the day will come when someone will get in that office, look at what they have in front of them, and say enough is enough. And those silver bracelets will come whipping out. And I'm going to remind you who was on Sebastian's side and who was on their side. Then what are they going to say? I've been 100% straight up honest with everybody and said, I've even looked into Seth. Do I think he's grieving? Yeah, I see signs of a grieving father because I see those bags under his eyes. It's what happens when you cry a lot. Is he out searching every day? I don't think he is. Does that make him a guilty person? I don't think that does. Did he tell a lie that we heard yesterday, about Sebastian's stashed money that was found later? No, he didn't. It was them over there that created the lie. And it was the stepfather that played the game and went along with it. But I'm the bad person for calling it out. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because there's a kid missing. He has a disability. According to his mother and stepfather, he can't even think for himself. I mean, we're not supposed to be worried about him. And we're supposed to think all those sex trafficking people that live close to their home is nothing but bullshit. No, they're real as everything. They surround every one of us. It's real, Katie. It's not bullshit. Just ask the parents of those affected by those people. Because I'm going to guarantee you those parents wouldn't call that bullshit. Oh, thank y'all. Show us that TikTok video again, Lolly, please. Which one, September? Do you remember? I got to find, because I don't have a lot of TikToks with me. If you remind me which one it was, I'll find it. And when you stop and you think about it, what side's green? The green team. Who created that? They did. We didn't call ourselves the green team. Brittany J had her members called the green team. Each one of us as a content creator has the right to call our members whatever the hell we want to. And she chose that. Oh, but now everybody over here is on the green team. No, we're not all members of Brittany J's. That's their ugliness. They're the ones that created the divide. Yeah, Brittany called them the green team before Sebastian come up missing. Daniel said, Lolly, I love when you get pissed off. It is so aggravating when it's right before our very own eyes. There are pieces to this puzzle that are connecting every day. But the sad part is, in just a couple of weeks, just down to days, it's going to be 2 years that we have all sat here and had to connect those pieces together because we heard Mr. Craddock, Sheriff Craddock, say, there's nothing of evidentiary value. There's no evidence of foul play. Really? He must not be seeing what we're seeing, folks. He must not have heard all the things. Even some things that I've heard that I can't even say yet. It's gross. It's gross to sit there and act like 2 years later, there's nothing there. All is well in the hood. Is it really? All is well with those people who played dirty? You know? That's all good in the hood for you? Is it good in the hood for Sebastian? That's the question. Yeah, them little reptile enthusiasts. You know, Sebastian didn't take care of all 30 of their reptiles they got prior, so they had to get rid of all of them. All of them. And of course, Mr. Chris even lied about that. Man, this guy can't tell the truth to save his damn life, y'all. He said he gave those to a friend. And this friend was going to hang on to Sebastian's snake, Brownie. And he could go visit him anytime he wanted to. The man that owned that shop that Chris came and sold them all to didn't know Christopher at all. Did not promise to hold Sebastian's snake for him to come and hold anytime he wants. And of course, they never even took Sebastian to even go and try to hold his snake after they sold them. But it was all Sebastian's fault. Everything's everybody's fault. There ain't a damn thing in this world that is Christopher's fault. Just ask him. He'll tell you. How about we ask some of his ex-wives? I don't live far from Louisiana. Maybe I should take a road trip. Because I got the address of a lady that lives there. Friends, what more is needed? I don't know. I am not a law enforcement agency. I have laid everything out, handed my son my legal pad that was full of detailed info that we have had for a long time. And I said, what more is needed? He looked at me, he said, haven't they been arrested yet? And I said, nope. My son, who was a city cop and a state trooper. My son, who was military police. His first words were, haven't they been arrested yet? Nope. Because they live in Hendersonville, Tennessee, where they know everybody. Where Mr. Chrissy Pooh's little friends are Bobby and Carter. And he can use them for leverage every damn time that man opens his mouth, it seems like he loves to throw those two names out there. I would be embarrassed if I was them. And Sebastian? What about Sebastian, guys? Yeah. Yeah, right. Lord help that town, huh? Oh, what happens, to Sebastian? He just fades off into the background. That whole town over there, their whole little circle of buddies, compadres, friends, all the things, they just let him fade out of sight, never to be thought about again. I keep getting asked the same questions over and over and over a lot. I get emails, text messages. Lolly, what is your thought? Is Sebastian alive or is he no longer alive? I've sat on that fence for so long. Friends, I can't get past one thing. And that is the lack of, and everybody in the far back, all the way over to the other side of the street, listen close. I can't get past the lack of grief coming from his mother. We've seen a picture of her having brunch with the girls in Florida. I did see pictures of her at Disney having fun with her stepdaughter and husband and family. I did see lots of interviews where his mother struggles to describe her own child. I did see lots of interviews where, they say, describe the grief that you're going through. Because everybody assumes she's going through some grief. Well, you see, I was so distraught that I had to go on vacation within a week. I was so distraught that I had to take my stepdaughter and go have a great time at Disney. I was so distraught that I've been on multiple vacations. I was so distraught that I left him a blanket, shoes, and some snacks on the front porch. I was so distraught that the morning I went to look for him, I didn't even roll down my windows. I never called out his name while I'm driving through our neighborhood. That's how distraught I was. I was so distraught that when I drove through his school, I never stopped, never got out. I never called my son's name. That's how distraught I was. What? Grief doesn't make you an idiot. Grief does not turn you into a bumbling fool. Sorry, Katie, but you've chose to do those things yourself. You made those choices. I was so distraught that I can't even tell 6 different times what actually happened. None of it made sense. None of it connected. when asked to describe your child for anyone out there searching for him. Searching, friends. You're searching in the woods, walking down the street, looking here, looking there, checking out this building, that building, the creeks, the lakes, all the things. And Katie's words were, well, he likes shiny things, paper clips and pennies. We go to the grocery store and he just looks around the register for those kind of things. What in the actual hell is wrong with this mother? What is wrong with her? Sure, people will be looking in the grocery store for him when they go. That woman asked about those out there searching because at the time they had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people searching for her son. And she's going to talk about paper clips and pennies. That's her choice to use so that people in the woods can look for things, identify him. Oh, wait a minute. Now it makes sense, y'all. Duh. There are very tiny few paper clips and pennies in the woods, so therefore no one would recognize him because if he happened to come upon one, oh, well, they wouldn't really even find those things out in the woods, probably. So therefore, they wouldn't find him. Got it. Silly me. We played not too long ago over the 3-day time, Katie's words talking about Sebastian. His stepfather's 15 minutes worth of words talking about his stepson, because all the other hours and hours and hours of him talking is all about himself. He spared 15 for Sebastian. In Katie's interview, we heard the word hundreds of times. She gets asked a question about her child, and her immediate response is, well, yeah, that kind of thing. Friends, I'm not making her look like an idiot on purpose. She's done that to herself. I'm not bringing this out to attack Katie. I'm bringing it out to prove a point. When you don't have much to say, you're too busy going on vacation, you don't go searching. Are you not searching? Are you not grieving? Are you not doing anything to help people find him? Because you already know where he is? Does that mean that Katie has placed him somewhere? I don't know. I don't have the answers to that, but I have a gut feeling about that. Katie has put him somewhere. Whoever is holding Sebastian, wherever Sebastian might possibly be, I could only imagine the story that was told to these people to keep him safe and sound and out of sight because his horrible father, his father that did all these bad things that Katie and Chris's friends talk about. He might come after him. Don't let him have him. Friends, that is a very possible thing. And in my mind, in my gut, I think it's very possible. We know Katie left Texas Roadhouse that morning and her dash cam recorded for 6 minutes and was turned off. Her car either was turned off and she got out of her car, or she reached over and turned it off herself, but yet she didn't go home for an hour and a half. No one saw Sebastian go in that home. So if no one has seen him going into that home, we don't know for sure he even made it home. Could all that activity at 3 a.m. happening in the back of their backyard, could it have been nothing but a joke and a playtime for them? Just to cause distraction and, in case somebody heard something, they would say, hey, I heard something out here. I saw these lights moving around out here. Sebastian got in a car. Could that have been a setup? Could that have been their plan all along? Were all the people involved parking their cars over at the cemetery and sneaking their way up through there? Could that dog that Mr. Chris said went down the side of his fence back up and diagonal across to the backyard of his neighbors? The exact path that light number 2 took? Could that dog have been close to Katie and got Katie's scent and followed that path? Questions are on the table. Law enforcement needs to find the answers to those things. Law enforcement needs to do something because Sebastian is still missing. Sebastian didn't ask to go away. Sebastian was planning to go live with his father, but they couldn't allow him 2 more months. Why? Because Mr. Chris was fixing to get his ass in trouble and lose his daughter because of the abuse to Sebastian. I challenge anyone from the other side that wants to go up against that. Sit down and read the CPS reports you have. That's who you support. That's what you've become. And Sebastian is the one that loses. Sebastian's the one that has lost almost 2 years of his life. Hey, but there's nothing here. Don't look. Nothing here. Don't look at all these hotels and connections to these properties, and please don't look and figure out that Terry Bauer Socks had a mailing address linked to child traffickers' property. Please don't look there. Friends, I'm telling you, the more they talk, the more the pieces of the puzzle start fitting together. They're telling on themselves. It's their words that we use to put these pieces together. We wouldn't know half the crap that we know had they not learned to stay off the internet and shut their damn mouth. And of course, most of the time it's the stepdaddy, because, he ain't got nothing to fear. He got his buddies backing him up, right? Keep talking, Mr. Chris. Please keep talking. We love it when you speak. Not because we like your voice, not because we like your arrogance, and not because we gonna stroke your ego. We just want more to help us find Sebastian. Keep talking. I dare you. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everybody for listening. Like I said, if you have not already, please sub up to Psalms 37:13. He did an amazing job on that video, linking everything, showing all the details. Guys, it takes time to sit and do that. I wish I had more time to do just those types of things. But I got a life. I'm busy sometimes. But it's those people that get the time to do those videos to help Sebastian. Those are the people we need to support. And I thank you all for your support over here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I couldn't begin to explain how grateful I am to you guys. Without y'all, I wouldn't even have a channel. I wouldn't be able to come on here every day and talk about all the things that I want to talk about, all the things I like to say, because I got some things to say at times. So without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Y'all are amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Reality. Reality always says, be the change you want to see. Couldn't say anything better than that, guys. We should all remember those words every single day. If you don't like what's happening, be the change. Be the one that makes it change. And I don't like what they say about Sebastian. So I'm going to do everything I can for that young man to change what their lies are saying and bring out the truth. Oh, looky there. Reality, been a member for 13 months, she says. Looky, whoop, whoop. Thank you, Lolly. Thank you, Reality, for being a member and a family and a friend. Love you so much and appreciate you as well. Y'all be safe out on these streets. Hang in there. Don't give up on Sebastian. Because if we give up on him, there's not going to be much left. Keep Miss Nancy, her family, her friends, keep them in your prayers as well, because she deserves to be found. She deserves to have answers. Her family deserves that. Even if some of those answers might not be what they want, even if it might connect to some people they might not want it to connect to, at least they will know. And we'll keep following all the things. Y'all head back tomorrow. We'll do some more talking. And Saturday, we might go on What the Fuss and just have some good times. We'll see how it goes. Y'all have a super good night. Always remember, Sebastian is the reason we're here, and we will not stop. Love and hugs, everybody. Good night.